How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff, not just Jujutsu Kaisen related. We cover plenty of manga here on the channel. So, yeah, surpassing Gojo. For people like Yuji, Megumi, Yuta, all of these different people. I was asked to give my opinion on this subject, make a video. I said, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I apologize. I can't remember who asked me. Let me know down in the comments. But yeah, to some people, this may seem like a far out idea, even though plenty of people have talked about it for a while now. Keep in mind, Gojo is the one who has fueled this entire conversation. When he talked to Megumi about being on Yuji's level or having more potential than Yuji, he also mentioned the fact that a 10 Shadows user battled to the death with a 6 Eyes and Limitless user back in what he believed was the Edo period. He also mentioned when Yuji was dead on the operating table and they were about to, like, chop him up and everything, he mentioned, like, Yuta, Hikari, these people, they're all so great. They could all be on my level one day. Yuji was no exception. So yeah, Gojo has made the point to say that there's plenty of people out there that could reach his level. He's not like this unheard of level of power in the world. There have been people in the past who have rivaled him and things like that. So yeah, I actually, not to kind of fall flat a little bit, but I'm a little on the fence about this. Obviously, it is a possibility. We know this. It's kind of hard to say, no, it's impossible. There's no way any of them could be on Gojo's level. Gojo even stated, a 10 Shadows user and a Limitless 6 Eyes user, both of them died. They battled to the death. So, yeah, on one side, I think this gives us like a great end goal for the series. And we have seen exponential, extremely rapid growth from people like Yuji and Megumi, and even Yuta. If you go back to the prequels and then go look at now, you can definitely tell he's gotten a lot better and a lot more comfortable performing Jujutsu and all this stuff. So, yeah, I also always like having that end goal to work towards. That's a good thing to have. And on top of all of this, if nobody reaches Gojo's level by the end of the series on our protagonist side, well, then we've basically just gone the entire series with Gojo being the get out of jail free card. Granted, Akutami did the genius move of sealing him away. That was a very good idea. But still, at the end of the day, you go through the whole series and it's like, well, Gojo's still the top guy. I mean, nothing's changed in that regard. So yeah, having some change up at the top is always an interesting dynamic. It's always interesting, neat, a good idea to set up a little bit of a power vacuum, a little bit of a power struggle, you could say. But on the other side of this, Gojo has gone through the series as somebody who is touted as being extremely overpowered. We've seen it with our own eyes. So, something that comes to mind for me when I think about people like Yuji and Megumi and Yuta and even throw Hikari in there, of possibly reaching Gojo's level, I can understand at some point in their life, but one, they're also all quite young compared to Gojo. Not that he's that much older than him, but he is a decent bit older than them. And from a kind of out-of-story perspective, if we have this story and we get near the end and there's like 5 Gojos running around, that's just kind of ridiculous. So we're gonna need 5 enemy Gojos running around to make anything have any kind of stakes, and this is a problem that you run into with shonen a lot. By the end of the series, the power scaling has gone so out of whack that it barely feels like we're fighting the same type of battles that we were previously. I would say Jujutsu Kaisen could easily avoid this trope like it has avoided or subverted a lot of other tropes. That would also be a decent way to go with it, but then at that point you start feeling like it's a little lackluster because, well, Gojo was talking all these guys up like they have these enormous ceilings like near his. And then we're not even close to that, just to keep the power scaling in check. There's a lot of give and take with this subject of surpassing Gojo. Whether they can, I say it's obviously possible. Whether they will, that's a little bit harder to answer. So at the end of the day, we have two sides. Should we surpass Gojo? Should we not surpass Gojo? Like I said, I am kind of on the fence, but I don't want to end the video just taking the middle ground and saying, oh, no, we are not doing that. That's not how this is going to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to fall back on our roots. You don't know what my roots are. My roots are screaming at a television screen at 12 years old while watching Goku's hair grow down to his butt crack while he yells the entire time. I want the hype. I want the power. I don't care if we mess up the power scaling for the series. I don't care if we have to shoehorn in some 5 Gojo level threats at the end of the series just to keep up with our protagonist. I don't care. I do not care at all. Maybe a little bit, just from like the critical, like reviewing standpoint, but on the inside, deep down, when I go back to my childhood and I think, would I have loved this? I will say yes, I would 100% have loved this. So yeah, I'm not saying it is the best move from like a from an objective standpoint, but being an objective standpoint is kind of shaky ground when a lot of things are opinionated and personal bias. So yeah, I'm going to say let's surpass him. I already said it's 100% possible. Gojo would not bring it up and say it like it's a possibility if it's not a possibility. Gojo is not that humble. Remember, he once said, I alone on heaven and earth am the honored one. Now, there's some other stuff behind that a little bit, but no, yeah, he's not a humble person. Gojo will brag all day long. He does not care. So if he says it's possible, and I say let's do it. I don't care. I'm throwing caution to the wind. I don't care what happens. Let's go for it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you want us to kind of stay away from that and kind of stay a little bit more reserved while still letting our main characters, our protagonists, really grow throughout the series? Maybe you want us to not surpass Gojo by the end of the series, but maybe for like the last chapter or something, like go to the future, like, hey, what's everybody doing now? Maybe in their adulthood, they can surpass Gojo, but in the course of the story, they do not. That's also a possibility. Maybe you'd like that. Maybe you just want to see him get up there to Gojo level and just go crazy with it. I'm completely okay with it. So, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out.